Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Claudia, a wife of a veteran, mom, and teacher. I have been documenting my journey on the medication semaglutide, and I have lost over 60 pounds on the medication. I am currently off the medication and doing my best to maintain my weight loss goal without gaining the weight back. So I have set out to do a 75 softer challenge. I know y'all have heard of the 75 hard and the 75 soft. And so I created the 75 softer challenge. So these are just some things that I felt like I could do. So let me give you an update on how the first 2 weeks have been going. I'll start off with the first one, and that is spending time with God, either in prayer, devotional, journaling, etc. Now, I have always had the biggest guilt in reference to spending time with God first thing in the morning. I've always felt like when I get up at 5:30 in the morning, that's my usual time, I felt drowsy. I felt like I was not really into either my prayer or my devotional. I felt like I was just, checking it off my list. And I feel like that was not really pleasing to God for me. I know that he says, come as you are, come to him. He understands. And what I've realized in actually spending more time with God and spending more time in his word is that he gives us grace when we need it. He gives us grace all the time, even when we don't need it. And he understands the seasons that we're in. And I think he is wanting you to give him time whenever, the morning, lunch, night, throughout the day. Now, I'm still going to thank him in the morning, pray in the morning, and give him praise in the morning because I woke up. That's not going to ever stop. But the actual sit down and reading devotional, I felt like I had to switch some things up. So what I did is I just chose an audio. Got something off YouTube, just basically found a channel that actually spoke to me, and I started doing that in the morning. So that's why you may see my time with God is like 13 minutes, 12 minutes. These are videos that are around 13 minutes or less. But I found like that just works best for me first thing in the morning. And what I do throughout the day, of course, I'm always talking to God, always, thanking him. But finding more time throughout the day is one of the things that I need to work on. But I also realize this, that you don't have to put a time limit on the time you spend with God. I know that I need to spend time with him, and that's what my plans are to do. But we don't have to put a time limit on it. We may spend more than 30 minutes. We may spend 15 some days. But spending time and making sure that you give him that time is what's most important. The second thing is reading. I have never been a reader. Never. And that's just honestly. Of course, I read in school when it was required, but just reading on my own, that's something I have never done. However, I have found that this audio world or audiobooks is the best thing. Like, it's very calming. I am reading a book called Sacred Rest, and it just teaches you the different types of rest, and it kind of gives you insight on the rest that you are really needing, that your body and mind is really needing. And I just feel like I've been missing out on the audiobook world. So I am really enjoying that. Most days, what I try to do is I pick 15 minutes because once I drop my kids off, my commute back to work is about 15 minutes. And sometimes I can get the video or get the audiobook started right away. And then sometimes I'm kind of already on the go. And that's why I don't always meet my 15 minutes. But anyway, I have found that reading is very enlightening. So I'm enjoying that. So I'm glad I have done that. Water, I am not drinking enough of water. I have said this several videos, and it is just because I am putting the busyness of life over my water intake. That's all it is. When I was on the medication, I did notice that water, of course, it makes you full anyway, but if you're already taking this medication and you're drinking down your water, it just makes you feel even fuller. And so just trying to balance all of that was a struggle. And now that I'm not on the medication, I'm still not drinking enough. So that is one thing that I definitely need to work on. As far as the meals, I'm still doing my same meals. I'm still getting my breakfast, eating my eggs, my oatmeal, my yogurt. Lunch, I'm still taking a very simple lunch, hummus and some pretzels or crackers, some good thins. They're like little thin, healthier crackers. I'm making my homemade Lunchable, which I absolutely love. And doing a balanced dinner. I am eating like pastas still, however, not as much. I think for dinner, what I need to start doing is probably counting my calories a little bit more. I will say that I need to try something different. Either if it's counting calories, using an app, or doing one of I don't want to say diet because I want it to be a lifestyle, but like a low carb, doing something to where I can keep track of my meals a little bit better. Because y'all, I have gained 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Now, granted, when I weighed myself at the doctor that day, it was in the middle of the day. Of course, I felt like I had it's not really I felt like I was bloated. I was bloated for about a week. And that was due to just not a regular bowel movement, which is probably caused by the lack of water that I'm not drinking, and lack of fiber that I don't intake. So that probably played a part into this. Okay, I'm back. Y'all, these videos, the struggle. Anyway, just cut off. However, I probably hit something. I am using, I don't have a microphone, but those of us who have not bought a mic yet, I will say that your earpiece to your, if you have an iPhone, that does kind of cut back out that sound that you hear, like that little background noise, that little white noise that they say. But anyway, just a little tip that I've seen. It may not be the best, but it works right now. So I think I hit something on this earpiece. But anyway, back to what I was saying, that I was bloated. And I know it had to be due to the lack of the irregularity that I'm having with my bowel movements, not drinking enough water, and fiber intake. So I need to improve in that area. My other thing is exercise. So the first week I started off pretty good. I was not getting the full 30 minutes, but I was doing something. This past week, the second week, I only did 1 day. So I know that I need to do better. That will also help with the weight loss. And I have a gym membership that I'm not even using, y'all. I pay monthly for a gym membership and I'm not even going. So that is definitely something that I need to do. I know sometimes in these colder months, people like to stay in. However, I got to do better. And I'm just being real with you all. Alcohol, limit alcohol. I drink usually a glass of wine at least 3 nights out the week. However, I have said that I needed to stop doing that. And I was like, okay, I'll just drink it on the weekend. However, I started drinking it out during the week and I said, okay, what's going on? I'm having these stressful days at work. I'm having these busy days with the kids' activities. However, I realized that I was going to my wine a little too regular. This was because I was stressful. This was because, not stressful. This because I was stressed. This because, I needed a relaxation. And so my thing is, I want to be able to find that in God's peace and not in a quick fix like, alcohol. And reading that book, Sacred Rest, it talks about that and how some people may even find it in, the caffeine, the stuff we use to kind of fuel us and stuff we use to kind of, have us relax. So I just want to be able to find that in something else. Still have my little wine for leisure now. but not on a regular basis because I've had a stressful day. And I will say that doing my devotionals and reading this self-help kind of personal growth book has really just it's changed some things. Like my mindset has shifted in a good direction where I'm like realizing the things that I was doing to help me, relax or to be, quote unquote, less stressful. That is really opening my eyes to these things, because even food, we find comfort in food. And so it is really, really opened my eyes to this. Now, I will say this 75 softer challenge that I have created, it is just something for me to try to develop better habits. I'm not on here, like I stated before, I'm not going to start over when I mess up. I'm not going to get down when I don't complete a task each day. I am just trying to, develop better habits and try to find some mindfulness in all of this busy lifestyle that I live with my kids and work. I just want to find grace in it all. Being that I'm about to be 45 this year, I want to find that peace, that where I'm just I'm not so much as stressed out with everything going on. And I feel like that's I live on that edge all the time. So anyway, I feel like this 75 softer challenge will do this for me. So what you can expect these next 2 weeks, I'm going to continue doing the 75 softer challenge. I'm going to continue attempting each task each and every day. I may or may not complete them. However, I'm still going to do my absolute best to complete them. I have found that doing those videos every day is a little much. I feel like, especially if I'm not actually having that much content to show you all. Because every single day it's like, you're trying to vlog your life every day. It's a little tedious, and sometimes you forget, okay, let me show my food. Okay, let me show me walking. So I'm going to do my best to try to at least keep you updated. It may be, a couple days out of the week, and then I'll do a week or two recap. But I know that the everyday and the lifestyle that I live with these kids may or not be working. I hope that you are still enjoying them. I hope that I am, being able to inspire some mother that you can still do this with or without the medication. As far as a medication update, I am going to go to the doctor tomorrow and just talk to him. I want to stay off the medicine for a little bit, and I want to be able to, I don't know if I'm going to go till the summer, but I do want to stay off for the rest of the month of March, and I am probably going to do April. I want to at least do it while I'm on stay off of it while I'm on these 75 days. And the end of my 75 is May 23rd. So I want to stay off until then, and I want to kind of update him, because I know he's probably like, where are you? You hadn't been back in the clinic. So I want to go back in and give him an update on what I'm doing, and then I'll just see. I'm still not sure. However, I have got to do what I got to do to keep this weight gain from coming back. And that's kind of what I'm trying to just see. Like a lot of people say, as soon as you get off, you gain your weight back. And I can see that happening. It's just like with anything when you lose weight, you can't go back to those same habits. So, which is one of the reasons why I feel like, mentally, I have to get myself together in order to eat right, exercise, and do all those things. So anyway, if you all are on a weight loss journey, please comment. Let me know how you're doing. And I hope that you subscribe to my channel if you find this interesting, if you want to continue to follow along on my journey. As y'all can hear, my voice is still not 100% yet, because I wanted to give an update last week, but my voice was worse than this. And sometimes when I do my shorts, I sound even worse. But anyway, I will talk to y'all in the next video.